It's supposed to be connecting.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, there it goes. Up here it went. I got YouTube up. Facebook is struggling.
It's good. Sending data.
Okay.
There we go.
As soon as Facebook says online.
Yeah.
It's going. It's just taking forever. Oh, well, I see something on the studio side.
YouTube's on. We got to wait for Facebook to connect. Sending data. Sending data.
They can hear you.
I know. What's up, Austin? How you doing? We're just waiting for Facebook to connect. How you doing, Austin? Hopefully you're having a good day. Thank you to the 5 YouTubers who are watching right now. We're just waiting for Facebook to connect.
It like just doesn't want to connect. I can like see a triangle on the back end right now.
I wonder what it is with Facebook.
Oh, he's commenting from Facebook.
He is? What's going on, Austin? How you doing? Austin's on from Facebook. Facebook's connecting then.
Okay, it's good.
All right. What's going on, guys? Before we get into tonight's live, I want to go over a couple things with you guys. Understand that how a bill works. The way a bill works is the goal is to get a bill to become law. And for a bill to become law, what has to happen, it is brought to Congress. The Senate approves it. Then it gets brought to the House. Democrats and Republicans have to agree, or that's when they negotiate and go back and forth. And when it's cleared, then it turns into a law. That's how a bill turns into a law. And this Helper Act is one of the bills that Biden has requested that has the highest chance to becoming law. The reason why, it's a bipartisan bill, which means Democrats and Republicans both agree and brought it to Senate to get approved. What's going on, guys? My name is Minh with What's a Mortgage. Welcome to our channel. The goal of our channel is to educate, empower, and to inform you on what's a mortgage. If it's your first time tuning in, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe and notification button so you're notified every time we go live or post new content. We go live Monday nights at 9 p.m. and we post content daily on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, this is an interactive channel. So ask a lot of questions and leave comments. All right, guys, enough with that social study class, right? So we just went over how a bill becomes law. So there've been 3 housing bills or 2. There's 3 laws, there's 3 rules that Biden wants to happen, but there's 2 bills. One is the Biden grant for the $25,000. That has not turned into a bill yet. Okay, there is the 2021, which is this year, tax credit, which is a bill, right? But it's not bipartisan, which means it's going to go through the mud a little before something happens. But seems like they're trying to get that bill to pass this year. And this is our second bill, the Helper Act, which is a bipartisan bill, which means Democrats and Republicans actually agree on something and is being brought to Congress soon to get passed to become a bill. Of course, things will change in the middle of it, in the middle of the bill being a law, but as those change and update, I will update you. All right, guys, so let's get into it. The Helper Act, okay? So it's an act right now out there for teachers, police officers, firemen, and first responders. If you don't fall under the category, I know a lot of people were upset, like, well, what about nurses? What about this? Social workers, what about that? Right now, teachers, firemen, police officers, and first responders, okay? I'm gonna give you a copy of the link so you can check it out yourself. If you wanna go petition it to your local congressman and tell them, hey, why aren't nurses included, right? Why aren't social workers included? Definitely reach out to them, show them this bill. Let's take a look at this bill. Let's go to the website. So, the Helper Act, it was brought May 13 or May 15, okay? So, what? Say that again?
You can also scroll on the bill.
So, right here, the Helper Act Homes for every local protector, educator, and responder act, right? That means it's not per state, it's for every state of the United States. I know some of these congressmen who brought this bill to the Senate belong to certain states. Some people ask, is it only for that specific state? No, it's for every state in the United States, okay? After I'm done, we'll be doing some Q&A. So, introduced by Congressman John H. Rutherford, Congressman Al Lawson, Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman, and Congressman John Katko, right? Some are Republicans, some are Democrats. If you want to look it up, who's a Democrat, who's a Republican, look it up, okay? After a year of significant challenges, including the COVID-19 pandemic, our nation's first responders and educators have continued to answer the call to service to serve their communities. However, many of our nation's first responders and educators face financial obstacles when buying a home in today's competitive housing market. I don't understand if it's competitive. They should build more homes, not bring more buyers, because what's the use of a lot of buyers if there's not enough homes? But they are adding buyers just in case the market does dip. That's why it's going to be hard to see the market dip, because they're just adding more buyers. Okay, let's read this again. Okay. All right, ready?
Yeah, so you can see.
Okay. However, many of our nation's first responder educators face financial obstacles when buying a home in today's competitive housing market. As a result, are often unable to achieve home ownership in the same community they serve. That's why I'm assuming there was a party, or there was a group of people, constituents, right, who complained to these, who brought these, and I was gonna say complain, I take that back. I don't want any troller, right? Not complain, brought their challenges and hurdles, right, to these congressmen and congresswomen to do something about it. So if you want something done, nurses, right, got a lot of heat from nurses over this, right? Talk to your local congressman, right? Homeownership in the same community they serve. The Helper Act addresses this by establishing a new home loan program administered under the Federal Housing Administration, which means it's probably going to be an FHA loan, right? Right now, FHA, VA, USDA fall under FHA, okay? The Federal Housing Administration, FHA. That creates a process for first responders and educators who have faithfully served their communities to affordably purchase a home. Background: model after a successful VA home loan program that offers home loan benefits to our nation's service members. Helpers remove some of the financial obstacles when buying a house, like a large deposit, specifically the Helper Act. So, if they're modeling after the VA, most likely it's going to be 100% financing and no monthly mortgage insurance. Right now, VA, there's something called the Blue Water Navy Veterans Act, which bypass all the loan limits. I don't know if the Helper Act is going to bypass that, but seems like it's going to follow the specific guidelines of the VA loan, right? I'm sure it's because it's falling under FHA. I'm sure there's probably going to be FHA guidelines. VA guidelines will fall under, like credit, income, DTI. Seems like it will follow the FHA guideline structure. So if you do qualify FHA and you haven't bought yet, we don't know when this bill is going to pass. We don't know by the time it passes what prices are going to be, so don't wait it out too long, right? Or if it's going to pass at all, right? But this is the first bipartisan housing idea that is brought to a bill so far. So out of all his ideas, right? Out of B-Dog, right? Biden, I call him B-Dog, which I call Biden, right? Biden's ideas, this is the first one that has the highest chance, okay? So creates a one-time use home loan program under the FHA for law enforcement officers, firemen, emergency. Oh, sorry about that. Let me read this again. Creates a here, switch it. Creates a one-time use home loan program under FHA for law enforcement officers, firemen, emergency medical technicians, EMT, paramedics, and pre-K to 12. It's public and private school, by the way. Eliminates a down payment requirement, eliminate a monthly mortgage insurance requirement, but requires a 3.6% upfront mortgage insurance premium to ensure solvency of the program. Does that mean it has to come out of your pocket? No, it's finance into the loan. That's what I am assuming, because on FHA, the MIP is finance. On USDA, it's finance. On VA, the funding fee, it's also finance. So most likely, it's going to be finance, right? I doubt they're going to make you come out of pocket 3.6%. Looking at the other FHA government programs, seems like it's going to be finance. The one rule I don't understand so far, requires a program to be reauthorized after 5 years. Okay, I don't know exactly what that means yet, but of course, this is not final law. It's a bill that two groups that don't like each other have agreed to. That's coming to Congress, right, to Senate, and then to the House to clear. A lot can change in between. Okay, one thing that they did not say on here that I've talked to a lot of other people and I've seen other people bring up, that you have to be in the service in that line of work for at least 4 years or more to reap the benefits. So if you just became a teacher, just became a fireman, a police officer, or an EMT or paramedic, you got to wait 4 more years, total 4 years. Time and time again, our nation's first responders have demonstrated their unwavering commitment to our communities. A home loan program that provides access to affordable homeownership is a benefit our first responders and teachers have earned. If you are interested in co-sponsoring, please contact. And here's the information. Okay, so that right there is the Helper Act. Remember, guys, this is a bill. It hasn't been passed yet. But off of his 3 ideas, between the grant, the tax credit, and this bill, this has a higher chance because it's not costing the United States, the people money, right? It's just changing a rule that provides a way for helpers to get a home, right? Will they increase risk? Yes, because it's 100% financing, but they have that funding fee of 3.6, right? Is it 3.6? Let me verify this again. Is it 3.6? Yes, 3.6%, right? Right now, in this forbearance, of course, FHA and VA have the highest percentage of forbearance right now. But you think about if they're part of the Helper Act, the type of occupations is very different compared to those who have FHA loans and VA loans. So is it a risk? Yes. Is it a very low risk? I think so, because those occupations do not have a high turnover rate. Right now, with this forbearance and COVID, the industry with the highest turnover rate or has the lowest amount of people going back to work right now or getting hit the worst is retail. Of course, anyone who works in a restaurant or in a department store, they're collecting too much on unemployment benefits right now, and they're probably making side hustles doing DoorDash or Uber, and they'd rather do that than go back to work. But people who are firemen, police officers, EMTs, paramedics, teachers, I think their job is almost pandemic proof, right? Yes, there was a season where teachers couldn't go back to work, but seems like that has passed. But this is a benefit for anyone who follows under this category. So that right there is the Helper Act, okay? So hopefully, if you do fall under the industry, as time progresses, I will release more information as they are released to me, okay? Also, if you did not follow in the category and you think it's unfair, I am so sorry. I wish I could wave, a wand or do something. I am very sincere. I know nurses, you guys were in the front line as well. I know nurses rolled up the sleeve and did what they need to do, even without being safe. They went out and they did their job and they saved a lot of people's lives. I wish I could do something. I actually might write a letter. Andy, help me write that letter. If you guys know, if I send up my Minglish, trust me, no one's going to understand the Minglish, right? But, Andy, we're going to write a letter, right? On behalf of all the nurses and social workers and any other industry that you feel that if you feel that you helped during this pandemic and you're not getting any love, let me know your occupation. We will write a letter. Should we send it to Lizzie, Amber, Karina, or Tristan, right? One of them, right? There we go, right? Karina, so they're going to represent either Rutherford, Lawson, Coleman, or Catco, right? We're going to send a letter out on your behalf. If you did not follow in the categories, and those who did, right, we will be releasing the information soon. And the second bill, which everyone asked, the first one, like I said, the Helper Act is bipartisan, which means, right, it's helping Democrats and Republicans both agree. The tax credit is a bill which not everyone has agreed, but there is a date on it. So if it does close in 2021, anyone who bought in 2021, seems like you're going to be able to get that tax credit in 2022 when you file your taxes. We are half a year away. Anything can happen, right? Stimulus checks went out like that. Seems like certain things Biden pulls a trigger like that, and certain things he's got no juice, right? We will see how much juice he has. The grant, I wouldn't be too hopeful in the grant yet because that's not even a bill yet, okay? So the tax credit and the Helper Act, at least it's a bill, right? And so that's where my mindset is right now. We don't have a lack of buyers. We have a lack of properties. I wish the government, if you know anyone in the government, text Biden for me, send him a DM, and let him know, hey, we don't need more money out there on the streets. We need more houses. If we release more houses, prices of homes would go down, right? I know a lot of you guys are, there's forbearance. This other week, forbearance dropped again. A little bit less than 2.1 million homes are in mortgage forbearance. We're short 3.8 million, right? Rates are going up though. We will see where the appetite is. I can't predict where the appetite is, right? People will lose their job after September. People who lost their job are lost their job. They're not going back to work. People who are back at work right now are currently working. Even if there is a shortage of layoffs, right, or an increase of layoffs, there's still more people with homes. You think about, in the last 2 years, we've been short inventory, right? So any home over 2 years ago has enough equity to withstand if something happens. Also, their payment's probably cheaper than rent. They're probably at a place where they've removed PMI already. So you don't think their mortgage payment is cheaper than rent, right? So hopefully I can run for President Lee and see if I can drop some more houses, right? Will lumber prices go down? Most likely, I think they will coming soon, right? But right now, this is where we're at. We can't predict the future. We can live right now and hope for the best. All right, guys, let's go some Q&A here. Let me see here. Let me scroll up. What up, Austin? How you doing? Irene, we can hear you on Facebook. Thanks, Irene. Eddie, what's going on? What? What'd you say?
You only went through one of the slides.
Oh, I know, because I read it all out. What up, Twanathan? How you doing? Gary, hi, Minh. Best advice online. Thank you so much. Roshan, what score is needed for conventional and FHA down payment assistance? Conventional, there is a GSFA program that allows you 640, but I have not seen something called DU desktop underwriting LP. It's an LP program. It's a Freddie Mac program. I have not seen it pass with a 640 credit score. I see conventional with the down payment assistant passing the 700s. I have not seen it pass under 700, even though they say 640 FICO score. I have not seen the loan prospect pass under 700. Okay, FHA 660, it'll pass all day long. Hopefully that helps you out. Gary, class in session. Thank you so much, Gary. Jamie, what up? What up, fam? It's been a minute. I know, Jamie, it's been a minute. Shelly, retired law enforcement. That I do not know. But as soon as we find out, Shelly, I will let you know. What up, Tammy? Does social worker staff who work in school district qualify? Seems like it says K through 12 teachers. So that's so far. Let me see what it says here. Pre-K to 12 teachers. That's all it's saying right now, Tammy. I know nurses, Rhea. I will write that letter on behalf of you, Rhea. Right? Val, would you recommend this Helper Act versus conventional? I think that if you are in a position to buy right now, buy. What happens if it does pass and you have more buyers jumping the market, driving up prices, right? I'd rather come out of pocket 3% down or 5% down and buy instead of buying when you're going to flood the market full of more buyers. If you're not in a position to buy, you gotta wait. But if you are, buy. Okay, they should build more homes for the Helper Act. Yes, Gracie, I 100% agree. What up, Dad? How you doing? They need to build more homes. Right now, they are not building enough homes. So for those of you who are old school, some of you who are new school, just understand, when the market crashed in 07, 08, it desolated new construction. Builders were not building home. People weren't building home until after like 2012, 2014, right? So you have to understand, there's been a drought of homes being built. Yes, there was all this excessive homes out there, and trust me, as years and years go by, a new generation of people enter home ownership, right? Right now, the average person buying a home is 33 years old. Between the age of 20, right now, there's more people, generate millennials, right? Between the ages of 26 to 30 to 32 right now. The largest generation of people, 26 to 32. So every year that 32 turns 33. They're thinking about buying, right? And they're able to afford to, right? You might not be able to afford to, or you are, but just know that you're not the only one who can afford to buy. There's a lot of people every year hitting that age where they can buy a home, okay? Steve, how long are you under contract after you sign it, right? What comes next? Steven, did Steve ask a question up here? Steve, can you ask that question again, please, brother? Yola, do you think security guards fall under Act, as I have been in that area of 20 years? It says so far, law enforcement officers, firefighters. So that you would have to check with your company. I think if you work for a private company, most likely not. Most likely it's probably going to be a state job, okay? Catherine, if this passes, could qualified individuals refi into a helper program? I do not know, Catherine, right now. I do not know. It seems like it's for purchases. That's what they're created for what I've seen. But as the rules change, I will definitely let you know. According to my job, we fall under emergency services. Yola, definitely, when it does come out, I will let you know. What do you think the max ratio will be? I think it's going to be like FHA, 45 over 55. Raska, is it just limited teachers or other school staff? It says right here in this letter, all right, it says pre-K to 12 teachers. All right, Raska? Art, none of nurses. While nurses were, yes, I agree. Nurses paid their dues more than anybody. I will definitely write this for nurses, right? What about security guards? We don't know yet, Lee. Austin, what's going on? Let's see, oh, where the mouse freeze? What's going on, Austin? Let me see here. Disability case specialist, dental hygienist. That I do not know. It sounds only teacher specifically. Disastrous. Let me see what else. President Lee Green, Party 2020. That's right, Lee. Gus, sorry, came in late. Does the helper act also include high education faculty? Seems like it's teacher from pre to K to kindergarten to 12th grade, right? What's the purpose of having maximum loan limits for conventional loan? The purpose of having maximum loan limits is risk tolerance. All right, Jonathan? L. Berlin. Hey, bro, if I did a personal loan right now, would that impact a refinance, say 3 months from now? Yes. A personal loan in the eyes of the credit bureaus is a negative impact. So I definitely would not try to do a personal loan when you're thinking about refinancing. It will bring down your credit. Okay, hopefully that helps you out. I work the county of Santa Clara as a registered dental assistant. Dude, what's going on with this mouse? Got stigmata.
I'm adjusting audio.
I am sorry to hear that, Jamie. Ria, too high to buy right now. Here, we are serving the community. Nurses rock. That's right, nurses do rock. Seems like they are only interested in helping government-funded employees. Katie Windsor, welcome. Thank you so much. So, guys, I really appreciate everyone who watched, right? Everyone liked. Also, guys, in my description, I also left a link for a podcast I did today regarding inflation and appreciation. So if you are nervous about buying a home, or if you're scared and you want to know, hey, should I buy or not buy? Definitely check out that podcast. I'm on there with Bill Gaylord. He actually used to own First Magnus, right? If you guys are loan officers, back in the days, you'll know who First Magnus is. He is a genius, a brilliant man who I really look up to. Bill, if you're watching this, mad love for you, Bill. I did a podcast with him with appreciation and inflation. Definitely check that out, right? But for those of you, right, I know a lot of you guys are bombarded with a lot of thoughts right now, like what's going to happen, what's going to happen. So this is my last 2 cents to you guys, right? If you are wavering, right, to buy or not buy, I want you guys to think about a couple things for me, right? If the market does turn, right? If it does, I'm not saying that it is. If it does turn, don't forget everyone else who is talking crap about the market turning, right, and they're going to be ready to buy. Trust me, their assets will dry up too, right? So I don't really see that happening. If it is, if you talk to anyone during the crash of 07, 08, the only people that came up during that time are investors. Okay? If the market turns, people who are sitting there waiting to buy a home, you're not going to be able to buy. Why do I say that? This is why I'm telling you that. If you talk to anyone who's an investor like my boy Austin here, he'll let you know, right? There's right now, 1 out of every 4 homes being bought are bought by investors paying cash. If they're buying it right now, they're sitting on money waiting if it does turn, right? And if the market is turning, right? Just remember when 07, 08 crashed, right? 3% down, 5% down went away. You'd have to come 10% down or buy FHA. If you did buy FHA, right? Think about they're going to increase PMI. They're going to increase rates. For every 5% the market declines, rates go up 0.5%. So let's say on a $500,000 home, if it's going down to $450,000, rates would go up 1%, which would make your mortgage payment more than it is now with where the prices are at with the lower rate. Do the math before you freak out in fear. Remember, if you are buying a flip, maybe pump your brakes. But if you're holding long term, trust me, if you understand inflation and you just understand appreciation, you would have nothing to be afraid of. Yes, it will get uncomfortable, right? But it will be uncomfortable for only 2 to 3 years, right? Look at the industry. Look at the market. Look at gas prices right now, okay? Remember, ask your parents, do me a favor, ask your parents if they can afford a home today, their home today with today's income. Most likely not, right? Because of inflation and appreciation. So, guys, if you are sitting on the fence and you qualify to buy, don't sit there. The longer you wait to buy, the more expensive it's going to get. Anyone who's giving financial advice about saving money or like do something else with it, ask them where they live right now. Most of them live at home with their parents, or they live with their aunt and they're paying a couple $100 a month for rent. They wouldn't have the money they have if their parents or their aunt didn't buy their home 20, 30 years ago, right? And anyone who tells you about, oh, you should do this now with your money, they're bouncing around, they live with roommates, and they're not living their life or establishing their life. So before you take advice, I'm not saying don't take advice. Make sure you take some sound advice from someone who's bought a home, someone who's financially stable, not someone who's making all this money on Bitcoin or Dogecoin, but they're living in their parents' garage, right? So that's what I have to say, right? I know a lot of you guys are asking these questions, and I can see, right, the fear. Yes, there is fear. But how you overcome that fear? Run the numbers and look at the historical facts. Everyone who's telling you the market's going to turn, oh, because it's been 10 years. There's no numbers to uphold that right now, right? Just like right now, I think rates are supposed to skyrocket, and they didn't for some reason. They're just not right now. Some things we just can't explain. But one thing I can tell you, run the numbers. All right, what up, Kitty Cake? Another question? Referring to rent forbearance. Okay, what else? What up, Minh? What about OCFA that are already homeowners? Can they qualify if they need to sell with this program? Looks like it's for first-time home buyers, it's saying right here. Time for first-time home buyers. All right, Martin? Supposed to rent a bar. Okay, cool. All right, guys. We want to end all our lives. We want to end all our videos with our attitude is gratitude. Without you, there would be no us. So thank you for everyone who watched, who liked, and shared. If I did bring you benefit, don't forget, save this video, share this video, and like this video. Have a great night, guys.